weapon, time to bring the offense. No more dinking, no more grinding, no more drops. Now it's time to have some fun, actually. Right?
Swing away.
Okay, this portion is for 18 and under right now. Okay, bring pure offense. Give me a couple of things that we got out of the transition, drop, and block volley segment. A couple of nuggets. Technique, tactical.
I would say my drops were usually in, but he said like making sure you're leaning forward with it.
Yeah, like
so
that.
So that was helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, with my course, we talked a lot about that
bit of weight
tip down
transfer.
position, right? If we're in that tip down position, like I mentioned, my course, this is already usually going to give us the height we need, right? So if we just stay down and we push forward, that's enough height to clear the net. Where we get into trouble is when we're tipped down, and we're also trying to create that height with our body, right? Now it's obvious. Almost always going to be too high, even if it lands in the kitchen. So when we're getting height from that tip down position, think about staying down, pushing out more than raising up with our body, or even swinging too much low to high to give that ball an excessive amount of height. Right.
Take a look at some of the best players in the world. The upper extremities are pretty effortless and it's pretty still. Ball in the head, beverages on your shoulders, like things are extra stationary. Also, another common tendency would be not only moving the upper extremities, but getting a little handsy, right? So hand position is still, lower extremities are still, feet are on the ground, good center of gravity, using your shock absorbers, upper extremities are like a statue. If those things take place, not too much can go wrong, right? If I get too wristy, if I get flailing, things like that, if I'm off balance, that's when the unforced errors come in, okay? Anything else? Come on. Tactics.
I got a good one.
Yes, talk to me.
Like unlearning the rushing up to the kitchen. Matt did a good job of being like you don't need to like run up, but like move up a couple steps and like get ready. Okay. And so that was helpful.
Yeah. Make little pit stops, right? What? Make little pit stops. There's no need to rush. And okay, tell me, anytime you serve and the returning side gets up and established, what sort of position am I in here? Am I on offense?
Defense.
Defense.
I'm on defense. And so with that being said, anytime you're on defense, there's no need to rush, right? I have the ability to score, right? So take advantage of the ability to score by taking your sweet time coming in. You know what I mean? I've used this example a couple times, but Meg, I don't know where she's at, but when she did play pickleball and we didn't have so many kids, she won U.S. Open 3-5, right? This is like, come on, baby. Okay, I was coaching her all day, just fully stressed out. I kid you not, it's much easier to be in it than it is to be watching. It is. But her and her partner, it was just scrappiness, right? Naples, Florida, Franklin ball, slow, long, grindy. They just put balls in play. I can't tell you how many points they won. Kind of like a Riley Newman, where they just like half the time, like they weren't even getting established. They were just making balls, forcing that side to self-destruct, and their opponents were missing like a fourth or a sixth or an eighth. I'm not saying don't get established, but I'm simply saying if you're on defense, just take your sweet time coming in, make balls, know that everybody puts their underwear on the same way, right? Meaning like even at the highest level, there's plenty of unforced errors. So just understand shot selection. If you're on defense, if you're in deep water, make balls, don't rush, right? And something I want to drill home too is just if you love to dink a certain way on the right side of the court, you can use that from where? As you're dropping, right? Technique-wise, if you're just a tip down dinker from here, if you're a tip down dinker on both sides and you make a ton of dinks from here, you can just go tip down drops, guide and steer, totally fine. If you love to roll your forehand dink, you're probably going to roll your forehand drop. If you like to roll your backhand dink, you're probably going to roll your backhand drop. Okay? So just back here, you're just adding more length on your finish, right? Okay, Maddie, I'll get Maddie in front of me here.
Go, Matt.
So driving technique. What are some ways to get some power? Logan, what are some ways to get some power? Legs, perfect, love that. A little bit of hip rotation, letting the arm be loose and lively, okay? If I'm like choking and guiding and steering, and I'm not accelerating, it's gonna be tough to get pace, Okay. So is there
Wrist
a
lag.
couple-
Wrist lag.
Wrist lag. Yep, love that. Golfers. I know like the first year and a half that I golfed, I was so scared to like take my club back. So I had no club head speed. I would just like poke at it and guide and steer. And my drive was like 200 yards, right? Which is not very good. And then the last, I don't know, year or so, I've actually trusted like getting more coil and like letting the arms be loose and relaxed. I'm playing somewhat better. But with that being said, I can pump the drive now 280, similar, same technique, same idea as we're in pickleball, okay? If the arm is loose and lively, if I can use my legs, if I can get some added coil, then we can hit more of a penetrating, super aggressive drive, okay? If you take a look at pro level drives, there's not one way to hit it, okay? Lay it straight back, add a loop, backhand side, lay it straight back, add a loop. I would just encourage you to not be hitting a one-handed backhand, because if you take a look at like the highest level of pickleball, there's nobody using a one-handed. Don't look at me. If you take a look at even like the ATP or like the WTA Tour in tennis right now, there's really no players inside the top 20 that are using a one-handed backhand. So it comes to show that like this goes a long ways. I can get easy pop, I can defend better. With that added hand, I could probably have more feel. Okay, so if you love to use your two-week, great. Also, if you're playing doubles, you don't have to drive a backhand. If you don't like your backhand, that's totally fine. Take a look at Ben, best player in the world. He's been doing it at a super high level for way too long, right? It's been my worst nightmare. And in the last, I don't know how many years, I've never seen Ben drive a two-handed backhand in men's doubles. Maybe mixed, right? Singles, yes, but in gender doubles, he's dropping on this side, he's driving on this side. Okay, and there's a handful of players as well that are doing the exact same thing. You don't have to drive on both sides. One side can be safer, other side can be more of like the strength. Okay, so we all know what I love to do. Forehand side. Whether it's a loop, whether you lay it straight back, main thing is that you're giving yourself time, right? It's gonna be tough for me to drive if I'm driving off my shoelaces or I'm driving as the ball is rising. If it's short inside the court, if you're at a skill set that allows you to like maybe take more time away, shorten things up, that's fine. You can be driving as it's rising. Usually that comes off of like they're unwinding off the stack. It's a shorter return, something like that, okay? But if I had strings tied up to my hips and my wrist, okay, those strings and my left wrist as well, the strings are all going to stay together. Okay, so I'm coiling and then I'm uncoiling, but the hands are starting together. The hands are going to finish together. When I finish, belly button is facing up my target. I'm letting the paddle head speed go. I'm loading off the back foot, using that back foot to get some weight transfer. Juniors, what are you doing with your outside foot as you drive?
Follow through.
Follow through, bring the outside foot through, right? Okay, bring this hip around. Okay, if I'm a lefty, Carol, if I'm a lefty, same thing. Strings are tied up. Here's my coil, here's my uncoil, and I'm trying to really let the left arm be loose and lively, and I'm letting that left hip go as well. Okay, I can hit a much better forehand cross court with bringing the hips around than I can just doing it with the arm. Okay, so if we can use that hip and yank it around, there's a little added pace there. Questions there? Okay, so take a look here. Maddie's just gonna volley back. Okay, driving through. Okay, if the ball gets a little lower, what can I do?
Top spin.
Yes, how do you get top spin?
Wrist.
Wrist and going low to high, right? So if the ball is in, let's say, red or low yellow, okay, I can get a little handsy with it, okay, just to get a little added shape. Also, if it's lower, I'm probably not gonna lengthen through all three bubbles. I'm probably gonna kind of like make contact in that second bubble, and then I'm gonna climb the imaginary wall. So if I'm looking for more spin, I'm letting the hand go, shorter finish, and I'm climbing up that wall faster, okay? If I'm hitting it flatter, I am doing what? I'm going through all three, okay? So if I'm trying to flatten, hit more of like a linear penetrating drive because the ball's up a little higher, all through, driving through three bubbles, spinnier, tighter, shorter, almost like a windshield wiper, and let the hand go. Talk to me.
Are you shortening your backswing as you come up?
If I have less time, yes. If I have more time, I can flirt with this back here, right?
Okay.
Less time, it's a little tighter. More time back there. Okay, a couple more here. good lead. Look at the lead. Look at the tracking ability. Let's see. Again. Oh. Okay. Good. So, can I see that ball there real quick? If I get a ball inside the court, let's say it's shorter. Matt's gonna feed me a shorter one if you don't mind. Okay. So if it's shorter and inside the court, the elbow is pretty much where?
At the hip.
Locked in, okay? I've said this to a couple of us too. As you're hitting a return and you're coming forward, same idea. Like elbow is kind of lodged. Unless like if there's pace coming at you from the serve, elbow's locked in. Think about like redirecting and pushing through, shorter, tighter. If there's less pace from the serve, you're gonna have to generate your own pace by adding more length and then really kind of getting some paddle hip speed going, okay? Inside the court, weight's going through it, short, tight. Weight's not going through it, I would add more arm. Okay? Yeah, add yes.
When do you decide or determine if you're going to use an open stance versus a closed stance?
Great question. There's not one way. When I'm inside the court, I'm probably not running like this, right? I'm closing the stance a little bit. Maybe it's more semi-close. Okay? When I have less time, let's say I'm out of position. It's more open stance, but I can, we can go close from here if you have time. If I'm running around and I'm trying to find a forehand, that usually means I have less time, correct? The stance is more open, okay? You guys agree?
Yeah, and I think regardless of the stance, like the common tendencies are there is still shoulder rotation, right?
All those main principles are still there.
Yeah, so you can hit whatever stance, but regardless of the stance you're in, there's still going to be that same coil and shoulder rotation.
Okay.
Is it supposed to be the same like stroke as on a volley drive as one off a bounce?
So if you're hitting like a roll volley?
Like, and they leave it high in the middle, and I'm getting one right there. Do I still come low, or do I come more like?
Depending on where it's at, right? So if
Let's
I,
say at your hip height.
yeah. So if I drive, Maddie floats it. If I drive, Maddie floats it. Okay. If it's up here, I'm going where?
Down.
Feet over heat. Okay.
Right.
If it's around hip level, I'm going through and then getting the hands ready. Okay. If it's down there, I'm probably chasing the track. Okay. Show us your beauty back there.
Little Tui.
Show us your beauty.
So I will say, so now one thing that is different with the Tui, the backhand versus the forehand, I almost exclusively close up my stance when I'm driving a two-handed backhand. Really tough to get any sort of power if you are staying very open with your stance here. So what you will see with the best two-handed drives is almost all the time they are bringing that leg forward, stepping through, closing up the stance, and then driving through. This is essentially a left-handed forehand, right? My left side is doing, I'd say 85-90% of the work. My right hand is just along for the ride there.
Okay. Matt, if you're going cross with a groundy, point of contact is a little
farther on front, right? So ball is going to go wherever the paddle face is pointed at contact, right? So if I want to drive cross court at contact, right, this is a window into where the ball is going to go, right? And now if I'm going to pull up the line, I will have a more of a shoulder turn, and now my contact is a little bit farther behind, more like even with the leg there, but now that matches up, that's where the ball is going to go.
So if I'm, same thing, if I'm dinking cross court and I'm taking a speed up out of the air with the forehand, if I'm early with it, it's going cross. If I wait a little bit longer, if I get the hand position kind of back here, get the paddle face in line, then I can go line with it. Backhand roll volley, same idea, right? I'm slicing cross. If I make contact early, it's going there. If I wait a little bit, then I can poke it line. Okay? So, and know that it's just a smidge. If you're going line, you're just waiting just a hair longer, right? Okay, again, Maddie's coming at me. Oh, man. Yeah, that fires me up, I'll tell you what. Okay, again.
So I also try to really drop my hips below the height of the ball, right? With the Tui, we gotta get our legs involved in this shot. And if my legs are straight, and I'm just sitting here doing God knows whatever that is, right? I'm not gonna have a very effective drive. So I really try to get my butt, hips, at least even with the height of the ball.
Okay, like this. So come on here. Yeah.
It really feels like a left-hand forehand?
Yes, so it is essentially my left side doing all of the work there. My right side stays tucked and is just there for the ride. But a way to tell if you are pulling with your right side, right, is if that elbow starts to flare out here you come around here, not going to be hitting very effective two hands with that elbow out. So I really try to
Neutralize the right with the elbow lodge, right? Like you can neutralize it.
Yeah, and even with these, you don't need a big backswing, right? My paddle basically stays in the same spot. I am just turning my body, but I'm not taking a big old wind up the back.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Maddie, come on up. Okay, we're gonna tackle the punch volley too. Okay, this kind of goes hand in hand. 3 zones, right? Zone 1, 2, and 3. Is there any other lefties aside from Carol here? Oh, sorry.
Johnny right there.
Oh man, there's never any more than 1 or 2.
Right here, right here.
Love to see that.
You got a few.
Lefty.
4. Okay. My kind of day. So Maddie's up here. Lefties. Zone 1, forehand. Obviously 2, 3 is gonna be back inside. Okay. I was playing with Indy this morning. I was talking to Indy about this. Like, he gets caught in here a lot, right? I touched on this yesterday too. If I get caught in here and the ball comes back fast, it's tough to make that transition, even though it's just a little like page of your book. When you're 14 feet away, the ball comes pretty quick. It's just tough to get that. You're better off simplifying and just take a look at some of the best hands in the world. They usually do it with the backhand side. Gabe Tardio, you guys know Gabe. Juniors, you guys know Gabe. Isn't it crazy to think how much pace Gabe gets from here? Gabe's a right side guy, right? Obviously, with being a right side guy, you can kind of slide to your dominant side, take some backhands there. Maybe a little less likely to do that if you're on the left. You should really transition from backhand to forehand and kind of keep the forehand available. Yeah, some of the best hands in the world transition well, but I would say a good majority usually win it with what? Backhand side, okay? Yeah. So, 10 o'clock ready position. If I'm a lefty, 2 o'clock ready position, you can cover more space, obviously, with backhand side. And I'm letting the ball come to me, okay? Keep some bend in the arm. If I can be explosive in this little window, right? This is better versus chasing out there, okay? Again. Okay, sorry, man. Again. So we're just staying nice and tight. Feet are still. Looking to lean into violence here, right? Some of the best hands in the world like pace, and when pace is coming at them, they keep their hands and keep their upper extremities nice and still, right? So not only are we trusting the backhand, but if we're looking to win the point, where should the knuckles get? Located down, right? Feet over heat. So when, like, if Matt comes at me, Matt's gonna make me look good here. Matt comes at me. If I can get the knuckles situated down, that one does a lot more than through. Through may not always come back, but sometimes it does. That one does not. That one you say, don't come here, Ed. Right?
Right.
Well, also important, what we see a lot of on the backhand side is after contact coming across, right? We want to have a very quick reload. A majority of these exchanges do not end on the first ball, right? So as soon as I come across here, I'm getting lit up with that next ball. So our follow through should lead us right around to where our ready position is for the next ball there.
So if I have a 2-E, zone 1, if I'm a righty, where's Amelia? Okay. So I'm punching here. Matt, do you ever use this one, or you go
No,
one?
so I don't because I'm limited. I have more reach right out here. So the only time I will go 2E counter is if I get it way off to the side of my body here. Majority of the time, because I have length and more reach with one, I try to go with one there.
And K-Mac, tell me if you disagree. It seems like more male players with a two-handed backhand are more one-heavy from here. Yeah. Females probably slide back a little bit and slide. Not going to say guys are more powerful than women. I would never say that, but
Yeah, you do see a common pattern of the top female players. They are much more willing to play a little off the line if they don't have that one-handed kind of quicker punch, because it gives them time to slide or kind of dig out and fight this awkward location kind of in here. But you need a fraction of a second longer reaction time if we're not going to release the one-hander punch.
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with sagging back and playing people from here. If you love your hands, you can be leaning in more. But let's say if you're not as comfortable from here and like the ball gets on you way too fast, I would buy yourself some time to work with. So we have punching, knuckles down. Obviously, we know the zones. You're looking to redirect pace. You're not looking to generate pace like what Matt talked about. If your hands are late getting up, if your hands are not organized, if your hands don't feel fast up here, be looking to let a couple go. Okay, so you have like 3 main skill sets when you're counterattacking, right? Matt comes at me, I can block, right? I can block, I can punch, or let's say Matt's speeding up from red, he's taking a big cut. let's say he's in transition, he's running through his drive, the ball gets on me fast. Those are all examples on looking to let some out balls go. Okay? Know that you don't have to fight every piece of offense coming your way. Okay?
Well, and piggyback on that, right? So if you have someone, like if I have someone in front of me who I know is not very disciplined, right, and they will chase stuff that when I attack, green light to attack that person without even thinking, right? Whereas if they let some go, now I have to be way more calculated about my attacks, right? I'm going to be taking some off, right?
Selective offense.
Yeah, you're definitely going to make them think a lot more about that.
Okay. K-Mac, we good there? E?
Guys, I want to talk about one thing. I was an abuser of this with my drive, and that's overhitting it. I don't know if we have any bangers or overhitters, but that one was me. I need to use what force of nature to help me get more topspin? Gravity. Yes, it's just like the push dink. So my guys that are overhitters, look to use gravity and topspin as two different ways to get your ball to dip, right? We don't want to be a one-shot hero with the drive. We're trying to enhance our drop or get into a winning position, okay? So look to use gravity, don't overhit. Stay about 60
If you don't mind, back at the baseline for me. Show us the old address and assess from back there versus, being so antsy off the drive to come forward, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about, during the drop segment, as we're talking about transition, if you get a shorter return, you can look to drive, close from there. Your partner can disconnect. But if you get pushed back, okay, you are looking to drive, use the old K-Mac special, dress and assess, okay? Take your sweet time coming forward, drop your fifth. Take a look. And that initial drive is at like 60%. You're just looking to get it down, force me to have to hit up. It's probably gonna end up being short. Drive, nice, volley, drop, okay, back. But that first drive doesn't have to be a winner. You're not trying to win the point from there. Good. Nice. Sorry. Look at the hands. Look at the feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Again. Last one here. Yes. Lovely. So, take your sweet time. You don't have to try to put a hole through somebody when you're off your back foot from back there, okay? See it as a combo. Drills are gonna be ease back there. First drill, simply ease just driving at me, okay? Ease driving at me, okay? What am I looking to do here?
Keep him back.
Keep him back, okay? Overall punch technique, when I'm 14 feet away versus him being back there, I'm gonna add more length. I may end up kind of in that third bubble.
There's a ball behind you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So when he's driving at me, if there is not a lot of pace or I have to create, I may have to generate. We're using a YOLO ball right now, which is pretty soft. Lifetime ball, you don't have to generate a whole lot because it feels like a tennis ball. Not gonna lie, it's pretty fast. Talk to me.
Could you talk a little bit about your feet, your stance?
Yeah.
How wide it should be if he's driving?
Where should my stance be?
Yeah,
when
like
he's
where?
driving?
What? Yeah. Are you wider? Are you more narrow? Are you upright? Are you?
Yeah. I would say I'm in my normal athletic stance, similar to like my dinking stance, right? I don't think there's like a typical punch stance that's different from like your dinking stance. Main thing is that I want to be leaning forward, adding some length, pushing him back, keeping the upper extremities nice and quiet, and just trusting that I can do it from here, and I don't need a lot of body to
Yeah, it's just like a knockout punch, right? If you're going to knock someone out, you want all your energy forward through this, right? If I'm falling back and trying to knock someone out, I have no energy on that punch. So the more you can lean in, like he talked about, and get this punch right here and not overextend, that's where all your energy is with this body position on the shot.
Because I noticed that when someone drives really hard or good, like a good banger, I leave it short, like you were saying, and I don't want them to invite them to the kitchen. So I mean,
easier said than done. I mean, also why we're preaching the drive and drop combo is because if the drive gets down enough, or if the drive is good enough, it's tough to get the fourth deep, right?
I would say just if that's a habit all the time, I'd say it could likely be a couple of things. One, just like Ethan's talking about, it's like delivering a punch, right? You wouldn't make contact with a punch right out here, where when you make contact, you don't have anywhere else to go, right? So you want some good bend in your elbow so that you can go through contact a little bit more. And just letting the ball travel to you is a big thing, right? We tend to get antsy and be too far. And yes, we want to lean into it, but there's a fine line before we're losing our center of gravity. So kind of keep ourselves back, release all the way forward, and use this opposite arm sometimes as a counterbalance, right? So I'm using my legs as well. So contact, make sure we're pushing through contact. We don't want to make contact too early, be like hitting a brick wall where we don't have any strength behind us.
Also, so when I'm 14 feet away, right, I'm being explosive in this window, but it's very short and tight. When E's driving at me, if I'm looking to generate, it's almost kind of like a roll volley. You know what I mean? Like E's driving at me. Yes, I can be explosive in that window and get pace from there. Sorry. Bang! I can do it from there, or okay, I can also just add some length and really just try to eat it up by going all the way through it. Right? Okay. Again.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Forehand side. I'm actually kind of taking a full cut. Right? E's driving at me. So it's more of a swinging volley, right? Where 14 feet away, it's a little tighter, generating when they're back, redirecting when they're 14 feet away. Okay. So we're gonna do this every which way, coaches. So they'll drive this way, both ways.
Straight ahead.
Yep. Okay. Second variation. Let's do a little drive drop combo. Okay, just like a little set of 5. He's gonna drive. Nice. Up. Drop, there's 1, back, run it again. Drive, good, drop, okay. Third drill, I'm gonna have E all the way up here for me. First drill, we'll just have those variations, okay. Forehand to forehand, nice and easy. Okay, forehand to forehand, nice. So, you can go high 5 here, you can go swinging. Just if you go swinging, elbows locked in, paddles inside of your right eye there, right? But I would say if there's one common tendency on the forehand volley, you have all this range of motion. It's easy to kind of flirt back there. So I would say ball in the armpit, right? Keep that sucker lodged in, and just do it from there. Okay. Backhand side, same idea. We'll go forehand to forehand, then backhand to backhand. Backhand to backhand, let's just go button to button. Belly button to belly button. There you go. Nice. Good. Okay, last one here. Talk to us. Questions? More length on your punch when they're back. Third bubble. Second bubble when they're up. Preparation on the drive compared to a dink is very, very different. Driving, like you're letting the ball come to you. You're getting your feet in the correct position. Paddles organized. Feet are organized. Treat it like a math equation as far as preparation on the ground stroke. Okay, get yourself very prepared. Head back to our courts. Rock and roll. Fourth court.